Wow, so old Tory, man, it's coming out that Tory Lanez, before he was sentenced, he was offered a plea deal of 4 years. For those of y'all who don't know what a plea deal is, you admitting some kind of guilt. It's the same thing that Gunner did and most of all them boys in YSL trial, you know. It's saying, hey, and it's whatever the agreement is written up by the prosecutor and them. So if they say you got to admit to this part of it, and that's how you gonna get the 4 years, you got to do that. If Tory Lanez probably would have had to say, I shot her. You know what I'm saying? He would have had to admit guilt. He would have got the 4 years, but he would have had to say that. And then 9 times out of 10, the only way you can appeal a plea is if like you can prove that they coerced you, or it was some kind of, you didn't know what you was saying, or you didn't understand the terms and conditions. And that's pretty fucking hard if you go in court and say, hey, I admit to this, da da da. You know what I mean? But you gotta think, bro. And I know a lot of people probably say like, Tory, you stupid as fuck, you dumb as fuck. Why you didn't take the 4 years? Although I never spoke to Tory personally, I don't know Tory. You know, I've been in the trial before, and I'm gonna tell you this, bro. Especially like, let's say this first. Tory was maintaining his innocence. He said he did not do it whatsoever, right? Cool. So why, if I'm maintaining my innocence this whole time, am I gonna up and take a plea? On top of that, if I feel like I have a chance to beat it, you know, and I don't have to do 1 year, why would I want to take 4 years? That's a hard decision to make, especially somebody like young, especially I'm pretty sure for him being famous and wealthy. You know, like this should have, you know what I'm saying? What if I take this 4 years and then it turns out, I find out later I could have beat the charge? People don't want to go through that, so it's like even with me, they end up giving me a plea right before I went to trial, and I turned it down like a week or two before. So the day I go in trial, I'm like, fuck, man, I might not beat this shit. And I was facing 20 or 25 or some shit like that. So I'm like, fuck, man. I'm like, and the plea for me was 2 years. But originally, when I asked my co-defendant, I was like, yo, you want to take the plea? He was like, nah. Come to find out, he ended up separating his case. So now we got 2 separate trials, right? And those of y'all who know about that, that's a whole nother podcast, right? That's a whole nother video. But being that I had separate trials, I'm like, maybe I can take the plea now and it won't affect him. And he already separated his shit, so we're not in the same. So I went back into, you know, this is at the court date. This is at my trial date. So I tell my people, I'm like, yo, I think I might try to take the plea. You know what I'm saying? They offered me that shit. It was like 16 months. They offered me, but I had to admit to robbery, and then he had to take the gun. And then, like I said, when we originally got it, my Cody was like, nah. And I was like, bro, we should just stick to the script. If you say nah, I'm gonna say nah. But if I got to take the plea, then you got to take a plea too. You know what I'm saying? Or I'm not gonna do it. You know what I'm saying? It ain't gonna make sense. It's like, nigga, if it ain't help, if it's gonna hurt you, why would I? You feel me? So then I went back in there and I was like, yo, all right, is the plea on the table? And it was 2 years, but with the time served and with the 85%, I would have had to do 16 months flat. 16 months. They was like, yeah, you can take the plea, but I would have to get up there and testify. Like, they tried to make a mockery of me, see? And that's what Tory, I'm pretty sure Tory was worried about something like that. He just don't want his name, you don't want your name smutted. So he did like me and took that shit to trial. Fuck it, you know what I'm saying? He did get 10 years, but he do got appeals. You know what I'm saying? That's the bright side. You gotta look at, all right, man, hopefully I can beat this shit on the appeal. I might have to do 2 years, 3 years, 2.5 years, but you know what I mean? It's better than doing 10 years, you know what I'm saying? So it's just, you gotta look at it, whichever way you look at it it's about how you look at it in your circumstances and your situation, you know what I'm saying? In his case, I mean, see, he didn't have a co-defendant, you know what I'm saying? But he would have had to admit the very thing that he has been denying the whole time. And that is, he would have to get up there and say, just like Gunner said, yes, YSL's a gang, yes, it's a record label and a gang. He had to go there and say, yes, I shot Megan Thee Stallion. He would have had to say it somehow, some way, some form, some fashion, whether he would have to sign the paper that says it. That's how he would have got his motherfucking plea deal, bro. And they probably would have lowered the charge to assault or something with a deadly, I don't know, whatever, I don't know. They would have lowered it a little bit, and yeah, he would have to do them for the fucking 4 years. He's still gonna go to prison. So, I mean, I ain't mad at it, bro. Shit, you ain't do it, nigga. You know what I mean? You ain't do it, you ain't do it, bro. Fight it on the pill, bro. If you ain't do it, you ain't do it, my nigga. You know what I'm saying? To the chest with it, nigga. But y'all let me know what y'all think, man. Like, comment, subscribe, notification bell. Free Tory Lanez. I'm gone. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, what the hell are you doing? Success I'm pursuing. All of a sudden you truant. You ain't even improving. I rock and roll, I'm grooving. I'm teaching nigga, no student. Yeah, hot boy, no juvie.